A very beautiful morning to you out there watching me, watching us today. I know you did have a shock. I had a shock too, but I'm happy I'm here with you. Today is another beautiful Saturday, and right here on ABS television, we are still with you. And irrespective of whatever happened this morning, whatever happened early hours of this morning, we're still here with you. This is still the weekend show on your darling station, Anambra Broadcasting Service. We sincerely apologize for starting behind schedule. It was due to some unforeseen circumstances, but we are right here and we're here to serve you better. I still remain Oluchi Carlo. You can call me Luchi K.
And I am David Okwasile. The unforeseen circumstance is something everybody knows about. We were supposed to be at the field today reporting, bringing to you live. In fact, by now we should have been at the fields telling you what's happening. And you also might also have been at the polling booth voting and deciding who becomes Nigeria's president and who is elected to the 109 seats of the National Assembly. But because of what happened at 2:50 a.m., less than 5 hours to when voting could have started, everything was changed.
Yeah.
The story was changed. Someone was asking, what about people who fix their weddings next Saturday?
You know, we were supposed to have an event next Saturday. We are actually, and it's going to be affected. But then the truth is, life happens. Life goes on. But then the people I'm feeling for are actually those people, the ad hoc staff of INEC who actually slept there.
Yes. INEC, ad hoc staff of INEC who slept there. And what are the general implications, societal implications of this postponement? Every one of it is what we're going to discuss this morning on the weekend show. That's the topic. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll look at this topic.
You're welcome back. So now we're going to go down to business. We're going to start talking about the implications of the postponement of the 2019 presidential and senatorial elections. Well, right here, David is still here, and we have two special people to talk about it. You know, topics like this is not something just anybody can talk about.
Discuss.
We need stakeholders, people that are really people who are really rich, like say experts in topics like this. And David, do me the honor.
And we have a regular analyst at Anambra Broadcasting Service, Mr. Kanayo Obidibo, a public affairs analyst, joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Good morning, sir.
I wish I wish you two could have postponed my appearance this morning.
We wouldn't postpone because our audience certainly will be postponing watching the show.
It appears
we almost did, but then we have
because we are now in the era of uncertainty, and I can comfortably say that we were all expecting the obvious.
Yeah. All right, we're all expecting the obvious. We also have Comrade Mike up here, also a public affairs analyst, joining us on the show. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. I'm still trying to put myself together after the shock. I hope I will do.
Okay, maybe let's start from there. How did you receive the news of this postponement?
Okay.
Now, I woke up around 4:30, and as usual, I go through my mails and WhatsApp.
Okay.
And I went through my WhatsApp. I saw a post from Dr. Kemezi, a press release from INEC, and I read it. My dear, I could no longer sleep.
But did you ever see this coming? Did you expect it?
You see, you know, there are issues. By 9:30 network news, the INEC chairman was on the news, giving us all hope the election will hold. Okay? So I never expected that this election would be shifted. Except, of course, that Nigeria, nothing is impossible.
You see, from his release, he said by 5 o'clock on Friday evening, they looked at the situation, they took the decision. But he said that by 9 o'clock, It has not dawned on the INEC chairman to let the world know that a decision has been taken. If he could go on a broadcast by 9 o'clock and then a few hours after by 2 a.m. and he started, when was that decision taken?
All right, so viewers, don't forget this is audience participatory, and this is a topic that touches me, it touches you. So call in. Our studio lines are right there on your screen. Call in, tell us how were you able to absorb this shock and what is the way forward. So, sir, let's come back to you. How did you get to know? Did you watch the broadcast?
You see, I'm a news person anyway, and yesterday I was on the radio and I was blaming INEC for not actually being prepared. More especially, I was using Anambra State as a case study. Okay. For the fact that sensitive material got burnt, like the 4,000 something, I call it 5,000 card reader, were burnt up in the broad daylight. As at yesterday evening, when we were making calls, we found out that officials were at the central bank here. About 2 minutes walk from INEC office. Those materials that were there, what stopped INEC from diverting the same card reader as it comes in to safe place in CBN for subsequent distribution? So why didn't they do that? And that got burnt up. And they gave us hope that under 3 days, that all logistics will be in place. Is it in place now?
No. Okay. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning.
All right. Call us back. When you call in, you lower the volume on your TV set so that there won't be reverberations. You can hear us, and we can also hear you clearly. Comrade, I would think last night, that should be around 7 p.m., INEC posted on their Twitter handle that the configurations in Anambra, 14 local governments have been delivered and 7 had not been. We also received the stories of different fire outbreaks that happened beyond Anambra State. Don't you think that, yes, the postponement had come, but it came later? What would have kept INEC?
Before you answer that question. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, ma. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go
We
on.
can hear you. Good morning.
So, I really want to talk about this.
Okay, what's your name and where you're calling from? Okay, that's
Okay,
again
my name
every
is
siapo.
Aka Anambra State.
I forgive again.
I think I'm calling from Aka Anambra State.
Your name?
Your name, what's your name?
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Another person.
What
Hello?
could have...
Hello? Please lower the volume of your TV set. Hello?
Wow.
Please, when you call us, you either step away from your TV set or you lower the volume.
So what could have made INEC not to have recognized the fact that the challenges they have less than 12 hours to the election would have stopped them to conducting the polls today?
You see, I can tell you that the general public were very suspicious of election holding today, from all indications. There are several cases of INEC PVCs, INEC provided undistributed PVCs got burnt. There are several cases of INEC offices around being touched. And I can tell you that from security report so far I read this morning, election would have been conducted in only 26 states of the Federation. But from the grapevine, we do hear that the same INEC chairman was called up by the international communities that are interested in Nigerian election and then tried to tell him that he has a date with history. He's a first-class history student, and he should know what it means that if Jega could, 2011-2015, conduct credible election that was acceptable so far, that then the onus lie on him today to deliver because every Tom, Dick, and Harry looks up to INEC for this credibility. I know, you know, it is very critical because the politics has been heated up, so much so that the two major political parties are almost at verbal war.
All right, sir. So we'll be at that point.
Yes, for the benefit of those who did not watch that postponement of the election by INEC, we're going to be showing you the video. Please just watch, and then when we get back, we have more questions for the guests. You can also call in when we get back.
Determination to conduct free, fair, and credible elections, the Commission came to the conclusion that proceeding with the election as scheduled is no longer feasible. Consequently, the Commission has decided to reschedule the presidential and National Assembly elections to Saturday, 23rd February 2019. Furthermore, the Governorship, State House of Assembly, and Federal Capital Territory Area Council elections are rescheduled to Saturday, 9th March 2019. This will afford the Commission the opportunity to address identified challenges in order to maintain the quality of our elections. This was a difficult decision for the Commission to take, but necessary for the successful delivery of elections and the consolidation of our democracy. The Commission will meet with key stakeholders to update them on this development at 2 p.m. on Saturday, 16th February 2019 at the Abuja International Conference Center. Thank you very much.
All right, that was the INEC chairman telling Nigerians that the elections has been postponed. Now that's a move to actually assure Nigerians of a free and credible election. But do you think that worked? Because a lot of people see it as a reason to be more scared of having a free and fair election. Sir?
Okay, let's take him.
Okay, the whole issue is, I see it as a deceit. Because this is the man that was on air by 9 o'clock, telling us that everything is ready, that all logistics are in order. Now, the next 5 hours, he's now telling us that the reason for postponing this is because of logistic and operational issues. Yeah. Now, how do you reconcile it? Yeah. Okay, I see like a man who is with his wife on bed, cuddling and romancing, and he has a divorce letter under the pillow.
Yeah, let's pick this call. Hello. Hello. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is I am calling from Monte.
John Paul, right. Go ahead.
Yes, from Monte.
Yes,
go on. We can hear you.
Okay. Good morning to the resource person in the studios.
Good morning.
Okay. The postponement of this national election is not only come to us, particularly me, myself, as a shock. It is a very big blow to me for the handling election process in the country. And I want to suggest that these people, the Muhammad Adamu and his associates, should go on what we call psychiatric test. For somebody to come and give hope to Nigerians by 9 o'clock yesterday, when the people come out this morning, 2 p.m. or thereabouts, to allow the postponement, it needs to go by it has disorganized Nigerians have in terms of business, in terms of everything about this country.
Yes.
Just for a single.
All right.
Thank you so
John
much.
Paul, sorry, it seems there's a crack there while you were talking.
John Paul is trying to say that he has destabilized not just Nigerians, but the country.
And the economy as well. I now want to come in this way. In 2015, when this trend of late-minute postponement started, we saw the INEC chairman going into the meeting with many stakeholders, including the police and several others. But in this case, he just had a meeting with his national commissioner, the 12 national commissioners, and said he will now inform other stakeholders by 2 p.m. today. What does this portend for our democracy?
Now, these are part of the dangers we see in what is unfolding in our political system these days, especially from 2015 till now. Things that are unto us have been happening. Now, this postponement has been mooted even before yesterday.
You believe so?
I believe so, because there were rumors of postponement. In fact, the main opposition party came up and said, they postpone this election and there will be crisis.
Please hold on there. Hello.
Yeah, good morning. This is Samuel from Okuzo.
You are?
Samuel from Okuzo.
Okay, Samuel from Okuzo,
go on.
What I want to add is this. We don't need to put ourselves. We have become part of this country. They need it to Angola. Now they need it to the whole federation. It's nothing new. All I know is that one thing, they will push Nigeria to the wall, where we will not be able to endure with them and all of that. Thank you, and God bless Nigeria.
Yeah, thank you, Samuel, for being straight to the point.
We have another caller. Hello.
Hello.
What's your name and where are you calling from? Good morning.
Yes, go on.
I'm Kingsley.
Kingsley from
Kingsley,
Waka,
go on.
Yes.
Kingsley Ganiru.
I am saying that this election that has been postponed doesn't go well with us,
Okay.
Nigeria. INEC is taking us for granted. Many people have traveled to their various hometowns to start the election. Even some people I know as far as Lagos State, this today evening, very late. Now, INEC, having known all this, they came out this morning, just this morning by 3 a.m. to tell us that the election has been cancelled. It is unacceptable. It's taking all Nigerians for granted.
All right. Thank you very much.
Good for our democracy, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Another person. Let's take this final person before we go to the guest in the studio. Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello,
good
go on.
morning. Your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Chuku Bikem. I'm calling you from Unity Junction here.
Okay, Chuk Bikem, go on.
I am commenting on this INEC postponement of the election.
All right.
It is, I don't know how to explain it. With the whole money that was given to this Mahmoud Yakubu and his team, they could not conduct an election for Nigeria. But just is remitting money to the federal government coffers, and they can conduct the number of students that write the exam every year. It's a yearly affair in JAM, but this one is a quarterly, 4-year affair in Nigeria, and INEC could not do it. In fact, INEC has failed us. I support TDC, and Mahmoud Yakubu should resign.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Let's come to the
Can we now
Thank you
look
so
at the implication of this postponement to our economy, to our national image in the international sphere, and maybe to credibility of the next election that has been fixed now for February 23?
Like he said, he was going to talk to the stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? The Nigerian electorate. I don't see if by a national constitution that we are all equal, we have one PVC, every one of us to cast a vote. Therefore, he should speak to us and not stakeholders. You see? So now, on the international level, every Nigerian, anywhere, any place knows that the INEC failed to perform their duty. In the sense that when they were asking for the budget, National Assembly was on recess and had to cut their recess off and came back to make sure that they were given the quantum of money. 143 billion naira was given to INEC to conduct credible and free and fair election. And they are telling us today that they had logistic problems. Logistic problems, how?
But somebody will say that 143 billion naira came a bit late, Because we could remember that as a point on one of our shows on this station.
We
were raising the issue that they've not even started printing the ballot paper.
That their vote or the letter asking the National Assembly to deliberate on that budget was late too. They could have sent it. Listen, we have 4 years to go, like the next election. By now, INEC should be doing what? Preparing, okay? And that was why he was appointed after Jega, to prepare for this election, because this election is going to mark Nigeria or make Nigeria.
All right.
But despite that, despite all this delay in releasing funds, they came up and told us they are ready.
Yes.
As at 9 o'clock yesterday. That you are ready. So why suddenly you are no longer ready?
Are we going to blame INEC wholly? Because when you discover that INEC doesn't have control over security, we saw several of their offices being bombed just few days to the elections, and any of them could have argued that the inability of the security agencies to protect their assets led to this cancellation.
But they have not told us as the reason. Okay, as at 9 o'clock, they should have known that.
As of 9 o'clock, they felt they were ready.
They were ready.
So now my question is, these elections have been postponed. Like, we have an election next week. Do you think it's going to affect the number of people that will turn up to vote?
Of course, it will. And beside, like he was asking about the economic aspect of it. For instance, I have a wedding coming up next Saturday, assuming that I have a wedding coming up and I have made all the preparations, printed all the cards, and then INEC came up with this gimmick of postponement. In fact, it is cancellation, not postponement. They have cancelled the election for today. And they're now trying to water it down.
Cancel the wedding of next Saturday as well.
Yes. So they have actually cancelled so many things for Nigerians. And if Nigerians are actually very constitutional, people should take INEC to court.
For the cancellation?
Yes. Not for cancellation, for expenses incurred over time. You know, like people that traveled, took the risk, just come down to Oka to vote from Lagos. Because at the time they had their PVC here in Oka. And then you are cancelling the election and you are now asking him to go back and come back again on whose expenses. So these are the things that Nigerians should look at. And I'm asking the civil society organization that should take them up on this. INEC, for instance, that have been saddled to conduct election in this country. They have been given all the money. If they knew before now that the logistic problem has caught up with them, they should be able to tell us and prepare our mind.
Now, talking about the effects of this on human activities in Nigeria, how long are we going to continue with a way where when we want to hold the elections, we shut down the economy, stop every activity just to have people go and vote?
That is another area that I was in the Republic of Ireland in 1998. Yes. They had presidential election. It is only one security man that was in the polling booth. You drive and cast your vote and you leave. Go to your business. But in Nigeria, we shut the economy. The economy has been shut down. Nothing will happen today. It is a waste to the national economy. But talking about the political implication, this is one of the things that heightens apathy. I tell you, half of the Nigerians that wanted to vote will not vote on Saturday.
Okay, so now let me ask, because INEC did employ ad hoc staff, and some of the staff, most of them, or should I say all of them, slept in their different areas. Now, do you think INEC is going to pay them for today and still pay them?
That's why we should go to court. That's what you're talking about.
Yes, of course, they should be paid. For the man-hour lost for inconveniences incurred, INEC should pay them. Okay?
They are not paid. Who is to speak for them?
Who is supposed
Thank you. That's why I say the civil society organization and the entire nation. Because my son, your child is there now.
Or brother or sister.
You see? So what am I saying? What I'm trying to say is that these students, these coppers, those people who had no job, who looked at this, makeshift job, and then probably they borrowed money yesterday.
Not probably, most of them borrowed money
to travel. And then you are now asking them to come back.
Oh, let's take more calls. The discussion is getting very hot because there are several dimensions to this. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yes, I'm calling from Moka.
All right.
Emeka, go on.
I'm not the problem of shifting or no shifting. But my problem is what happens to the sensitive material storage machine?
What happens to... Okay, yes.
What happens to the trench?
All right.
They're no longer sensitive.
Thank you, sir.
They are no longer sensitive. Yes. Are they going to... Is either going to reprint?
That is the implications. It's a monumental problem we have at
Okay,
hand.
so they are no more sensitive.
They're no more sensitive.
It's exposed.
It's exposed.
At the time, as at yesterday, it was classified. But this morning, that it has been exposed and been returned, and you know Nigerians, we are very sharp.
Are we going to say that next week's election will not going to be free and fair, and it's not certain as well?
It is not certain one.
Yes.
Obviously, the fundamentals, the grounds for fair, free, and credible election have been
Eroded.
eroded.
Okay, finally, let's look at the issue of foreign interference. You raised the issue of some foreign organizations calling on INEC to ensure that they have a date with history.
Yeah.
And several other people have raised also issues about having foreign interference in these elections. Do you think that it contributed also to this?
No, because we Nigerians we have participated as observers in different countries that had election within the sub-region. A situation, why are we very skeptical that people want to come and observe us and see exactly the way we come? They are only just to observe. They are not the empire. Why are we skeptical about them? So to me, it is now a Nigerian problem that some of our stakeholders, let me use that word, opens their mouth and makes some, volatile statements, body bag. How can you, Erufai is so educated by my imagination that he could not have applied that word.
So, sir, what's your last word, your final word as way forward?
Okay, my final word is that I am appealing to our Nigerians and appealing to Anambra people particularly. Ndo ebe anyị si na na-aga onwe nnụnụ na be na obe asị na ọ dị ka mmadụ ọ ga-anwụ. Nnụnụ ahụ ebego erite wiki gara aga. O wee lụọ n'ụtụtụ o wee bụrụ na anya bụ ibe nwụrụ anwụ. However, anyị na-ayọ that hold on to your PVC, get ready. Whenever they say we should vote, let us go and vote. And then you vote by your conscience and then satisfy your conscience. At the end of the day, you'll be happy.
All right. Comrade.
Yes, what my last word here is to tell our people, if this is a ploy to disappoint you and make you not to vote, tell INEC that whenever they are ready, you are going to cast your vote.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Comrade Mike Opia, for joining us on the show this morning.
You're welcome.
We are looking at implications of election postponement, and Comrade Kana Ayobidibo, both of them we are very specific on what must be done as far as this postponement is concerned. But we also have a first-hand experience from the field, someone that slept at the INEC headquarters preparation for this election until he saw the postponement happen, coming on the show to also give us a first-hand experience of what happened last night till he heard the news. Stay with us. We'll still open the phone lines when we come back.